Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com. And I'm here to talk about a creative life, what that looks like. We are on day 358, I believe. And we have until the end of July. July 31st will be our last every day in a row. Which, and I think I mentioned a couple days ago that I feel like, oh yeah, I can make it, because I'm on the last, 9-10 days here. So I'm like, yay. Hey, Trisha. Hey, boyfriend. Well, it seems to me, I was sat down for a second to write out my stuff and I fell asleep at my desk. Yeah, I just woke up a little bit ago and I'm like, oh, I just fell asleep a little bit. Then I realized what time it was and I'm like, oh yeah, I can mess up at the very last. I mean, who does that? Messes up almost the last, on day 358, you mess up. I don't know, sometimes I wonder about me. So, but I'm here tonight anyways. We made it. I didn't sleep through the night and not get here. So my message is actually short today. Today I went down to the city and did the bike ride. No mishaps, thank you very much. No dragging the trailer through any intersections or anything like that. Trisha says, I was worried. I know, Trisha. Because I woke up and I just thought, I thought I misread the clock. And I thought, it's only 7:40. I mean, I'm okay. And then I sat back down. I'm like, wait a minute. That looks like 8:40. So, yeah, you had a reason to be worried. So today I went down to the city and I met with a friend, and she has this goal of doing a business, and she is venturing into something that she's not done before. And so she's asked me to just, throw ideas off of. And so we've met a couple times and we're talking through it. And it's interesting, first off, and we just talk and visit part of the time. And so it's interesting meeting up with people of different cultures. I mean, doesn't have to be like way out there. Hey, Rose. And so something I learned today, and I'm not quite sure if I actually learned this. There's a couple of things I learned today. And one of them was, my email correspondence. Because sometimes when I do emails, it's just like, I'm no business. I mean, I'm no, frills. I just like get the business done and send it off. And, it was interesting because she wasn't used to that. She was waiting for a little conversation and a little bit more of, not just the business will meet at this time and blah, blah, and send it off. And I just didn't even realize that. So we had a little discussion about that she was saying that, you expect a certain way because that's what you're used to. And you just, like I just assumed that, if you're talking about a meeting or something, you just do that. So part of creativity is having new experiences, getting new perspectives from diverse backgrounds, so that you have you have this kind of a little bit more rich pool of experiences to draw from when you're trying to come up with different ideas, or you have something you're going to try. So that was interesting, that experience. And then something about perfume, I think, if I understood correctly, because I was wearing perfume, and she said after a while, because we were there several hours, she goes, are you wearing perfume? And I said, yeah, I am. And she said, oh, I keep smelling this perfume. And we're kind of having this back and forth with the computer, my connection's not good. So anyways, she's smelling the perfume, and she is saying that she thought my fragrance would be a little lighter, a little bit more floral or more fruity, just something light, because I'm wearing something that's, a little heavier. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she was saying usually they wear that perfume at night when you're going to dinner and you're, spending the evening out. And it never occurred to me that there would be, and if I understood her correctly, I think I did, but that there would be different perfumes to wear at different times. And it makes sense, and I think, if I would have really searched, my brain, I probably have heard something like that. It never really occurred to me. So that was something new. Just little things, when we start to talk to other people. She said about the emails, she said that's very European to do that, to like, how are you doing? And have a little conversation in your email instead of just go, yeah, we can meet at this time and we'll talk about this and thanks, bye. So those two things today I thought was very interesting when you start to talk to people from different places. She's from Russia. She's spent time, in different places and has different experiences. And not that like one is right or wrong. It's just, we start to open ourselves up to when we start doing things different and meeting with different people. And that's a good thing. It's good to hear about different things. The other thing I came across today was this quote from Creative Calling. It says, imagine what you want to create without limitation. So that's the first thing. Hey, Allison. So more small talk for Europeans. Yeah, that's kind of what she was saying, that you take this time, yeah, it was small talk. It's almost, kind of a more genteel way to move into business maybe, or just not just do the business stuff. It's like, and she mentioned, she mentioned it was kind of abrupt for her, that I was abrupt. Well, couldn't imagine that, huh? But that, she wasn't used to that, and she didn't know if she had done something wrong or something, that I came across that way. So she thought maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that wasn't my intention at all. And so I thought that it's so interesting how, from our own perspective, we perceive things because of our own perspective. And I was like, no, I said, I don't really use email necessarily for conversations. And, I like meeting in person and like talking in person. And she was really nervous saying, oh, I'm taking up so much of your time. And I'm like, no, I scheduled a big chunk of time because I knew I would meet in person. And so I like the in person. And so I scheduled a big chunk of time for you. And so it was, as we talked about this, it was just really, I liked it. I liked, learning that even in simple things, that sometimes it's not so simple. And we can so miscommunicate things and get off on things because of such small nuances. Allison says, I wouldn't do well over there. Well, I didn't, you and me both. I mean, it is something that and she's talked about, what did she say about Swedes? She talked about raising kids, because she's from Russia, and she has two schools that she does these after-school classes. And one school is Swedish children, and the other's international children, so they're from all over. And so she talked about the different ways that Swedes raise their kids and other other international students are raised. And she said there's a very distinct difference in how parents raise. So it's just totally things you don't expect until you start having conversations, until you start listening to other people's experiences. And that's part of a creative life, is to expose yourself to these kinds of opportunities and to be open to those kinds of opportunities. Okay, so Creative Calling, imagine what you want to create without limitation. So she's imagining this business. That's what I'm doing. There's all kinds of things that we as creative people want to do. Then the next is in that quote, design a strategy to make your dream a new reality. And that's what we were kind of doing today with her, is that we were trying to come up with a strategy between what she knew, between what I know, and what she wants to do, and trying to pick the pieces and put them together to make a plan for her to want to get what she wants. Then on the next part of the quote from Chase Jarvis in Creative Calling, execute your strategy and smash through obstacles. I like that, smash through obstacles, because sometimes those obstacles are so huge and sometimes they're relentless, and so you just have got to keep pushing. Then he says, amplify your vision to create the impact you seek. And so you've got to believe you can do certain things. You have to believe, and it's kind of naive, I think, sometimes. I think sometimes in our youth, we're a little more naive and idealistic, and what can happen is sometimes we lose that as we get older. And I think it's sometimes a little bit of a shame, because when we get older, we have a little bit more experience to be able to take that idealistic view, and we can really do something with the idealistic view now that we have a little bit more life and experience and skills on our side. So anyways, imagine what you want to create without limitation. Design a strategy to make your dream a reality. Execute your strategy and smash through obstacles, and amplify your vision to create the impact you seek. So that's the tip tonight, is to have those new experiences and then create and imagine what you want to do. I'm kind of in the executing stage and of what I want, and I'm trying to smash through those obstacles. So I thought, I mentioned a couple days ago, oh yeah, I make it through. Well, I almost messed up tonight, slept through my meeting with you guys tonight, but thankfully woke up and made it. So I will be back tomorrow, even if I'm a little late. I don't intend to fall asleep tomorrow, but we have a few more days, well, another week. And hey Nancy, that's it for tonight. Remember, you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye for now.